Double click on 2021 expenses. Now that I got my expense report spreadsheet open, I could put the year in here of 2021. Of course, you can recopy your template for 2022, 23 in the future. The top part categories are the miles start, finished, total, times we move, number of nights with memberships, number of nights without memberships, that's referring to your campground sites, your truck, motor, home fuel cost per day, and all campsite average cost per night. Let's start here on the first cell. For the miles start, let's say it was 200,000. So I'm just going to type in 200,000 and come down to the next cell. And I'm going to put in 202,000. And you can see it automatically calculated a total miles of 2,000. And let's say that we moved 3 times from campsite to campsite during the month of January, and the number of nights that I had with memberships was 21, and the number of nights without memberships in a campground was 10. These numbers will calculate here in just a little bit. Now the bottom part is where all the real critical information and record keeping goes. Under the truck or motorhome vehicle fuel, I want to start by putting my comments in of where I purchased my fuel. I do recommend that you add this information as you go, or at least once a week, because if you wait and hold all your receipts until the end of the month, it's kind of cumbersome to try to put the information in. First thing I'm going to have to do is unlock this spreadsheet. In order to do that, I go up to the top where it says Review, left click on that, go to where it says Unprotect Sheet, left click on that, and type in Watts on Wheels. Now the spreadsheet is completely unlocked, and you can mess it up if you like. So I recommend that you don't touch anything that has numbers in it already, especially over here on the right hand side. Because on the right hand side it's going to give your calculations complete after a year of information for your average amount of money spent per month for, say, fuel or food or insurance, and your average per day. But down the bottom down here, it's going to give you the total you spent for the month, year to date, and the year to date average that you spent per month, so you can see how you're doing compared to what you want to have as your budget. So back up here to the fuel. First thing I want to do is record where did I buy my fuel and how much did I spend at each place that I went. To do that, I want to right click on that cell, hit Insert Comment. And here I'm going to put, for example, Loves, El Paso, $200. Then we were at TA in Houston and we spent 320. Then we were at a Petro in Vidalia, Louisiana, and we spent 260. So you need to write that down, or just need to remember it, because I want to enter those numbers into that cell. That's why it's best to do this as you go along. But for example, I got 200, 320, and 260. So I'm going to go back to the cell, and I'm going to left click, and I'm going to hit equals 200 plus 320 plus 260. Enter. That shows me I spent $780, and that's where I spent it. If you don't care for the detailed information, you don't need to do the comments. You can also see up here in this cell, it has calculated that I spent $26 a day on average for my fuel. Coming back down here, I can also put fuel I spent on other vehicles such as an ATV, my car, or motorcycles. I can also put in my tolls that I had to pay for roads or any fines that I had. Let's say there's none. In this cell here, then I can put the camping extra costs, membership dues, memberships, and any dues I might have. Like sometimes you have to pay extra $3 for 50 amp, pay for packages that get sent to a campground by mail, monthly dues when you buy any kind of membership, like Passport America or whatever. And I know off the bat, in this cell, I need to put a comment. So I'm going to right click, go up here to insert comment, and I'm going to put TT for 1,000 trails, monthly dues is $57. And I know that's a given. I'm going to hit back on that cell again, and I'm going to hit equals 57, enter. I also know that that's going to be the same all across every month. So I can do a copy, and then come down here holding my left mouse down, slide across here, release the left click, right click, hit paste, and it'll put it in there for me automatically. Camp costs with memberships. Let's say I stayed at 2 campsites that I had memberships with, either Passport America, Coast to Coast, whatever you might have. So first thing I'm going to do, in this cell, right click, go to insert comment, and put down, let's say I went to Medina Lake and I was there for 2 weeks. I'm going to put down $0. And then let's say I went to Lake Conroe, and let's say I had to pay an extra $3 a night for 50 amp, and it was 7 nights, so that'd be $21. And that'd be all I'd have to put in this cell. Come over here to that cell, and then hit equals 21. Let's say I stayed at a campground without memberships, and I would do a right click, insert comment, and let's say I stayed at Riverview in somewhere Louisiana, and it was $280. I click on that cell, going to put in equals 280. So I spent 280 at that place, and I spent 21 at those 2 places. And then if you look up here, it tells me that I spent an average of $10 a night for all my camping that month. Let's come down here to truck repairs. Now that's a really good one that you might want to for sure keep your information in there. That way you'll have history on what repairs you did and what the costs were for them. So let's say that, insert comment, I spent some money for Vanguard in El Paso for an air leak, and it cost me $140. These cells you can grow either way you like by pulling on these little white squares, but just make sure that you have the arrow and not the cross when you do it. Let's say I put in a new ignition, and that cost me $80, so we did it ourselves. So now I got 140 and 80. Go back to my cell, equals 140 plus 80. So I spent $220, and that's where I spent it. And I can continue on doing that with my other vehicles, my toter trailer, anything that I have that I pull behind me, my RV repairs, any upgrades, insurance, registration tags, generator, fuel, propane, groceries, supplies, dinner out and liquor, cell phone, internet, satellite, TV, recreation, entertainment, rallies, computer, hardware, software, job-related items, clothing, mail, laundry, haircut, personal care, pets, and other items, including any loans you might have. The good thing is now I can come back here, and let's say I had another truck repair. So I can go back into my cell here, and I want to do a right click. This time I want to go to edit comment. And let's say that I decided to go to Blue Beacon for a truck wash, and let's say it was $70. Now I can double click on this cell right here, and I can go to the end of that, just arrow over to it and hit plus 70. There you go. Now I spent $290. Do that again. Right click, edit comment. I got an oil change. And I might even want to say where. At ABC Volvo Center in Houston. And let's say that was 400 bucks. Go back, double click on that cell. Go to the end, plus 400. So now I can say I spent $690 and that's where I spent it. Of course, you can do that with all these cells. Down here it's telling me I've already spent $18.28 this month. Year to date $18.28, and my average spent per month is $18.28 right now. And this will change, of course, as the months go by. So that's how that spreadsheet is used. Once you're done, you can reprotect your spreadsheet and change the password if you like. If you happen to find any errors, have any suggestions for improvements, need some further assistance, you can email me at 2wattsonwheels@gmail.com and I'll see if I can help you out. Once again, thanks for purchasing our spreadsheets and I hope they help you out.